Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my 2013 NFL Draft team-by-team analysis, recap, and final grades. This video is for the St. Louis Rams. The St. Louis Rams had 7 picks overall in the draft, the first of which they traded up from pick 16 in the first round to pick number 8 to nab Tavon Austin, the wide receiver from West Virginia. Well chronicled, Austin ran a 4.3 40 at the combine, thought to be the best playmaker in this draft. The Rams didn't think that he'd be there when they picked at 16, so they go up, trade ahead of the Jets, and get their man. Austin lined up as a receiver at West Virginia, also obviously lined up, if you watched any West Virginia games, line up sometimes in the backfield as well. Brings true versatility from an offensive standpoint and also brings it from a return game standpoint. He's a dynamic returner, which is where I think you'll see him pay ultimate dividends first for the Rams, and look for Brian Schottenheimer to implement different kinds of game plans and wrinkles to get him involved, whether it's reverses, maybe even getting some pitches out of the backfield, some slot screens. They'll make him an integral part of their game plan, especially since they traded up for him to grab him at the top end of the first round. Pick 30 was their next pick. They traded back from pick 22 to pick 30 and grabbed Alec Ogletree, the linebacker from Georgia. Alec Ogletree's talents are undeniable, really. He played in a 4-3 set at Georgia. He projects to be an outside linebacker in the Rams scheme, considering James Laurinaitis obviously has that middle linebacker position pretty much on lockdown. It's well chronicled. Ogletree's off-the-field problems, similar to Janoris Jenkins, who paid off in spades for the Rams last year in the defensive secondary. We'll see if they can have the same success with sort of transforming Ogletree. But from a speed standpoint, from a tackling standpoint, and from an overall just playing linebacker standpoint, Ogletree was one of, if not the most talented 4-3 linebackers in this draft. Pick 71, TJ McDonald, the safety from USC. First off, McDonald is a strong safety. They have a big need at the strong safety position, so expect McDonald to compete right away for some playing time. With that said, he lacks a little bit in the coverage area, but he's a big hitter, okay? And the thinking probably is, what he lacks in coverage skills, maybe they can teach him, but his aggressiveness, his size, his speed is something that you can't teach. And again, they have a big hole at strong safety, so if they thought strong safety was a need of theirs, I like to pick a TJ McDonald from USC. Pick 92 is where I think they got the best value for them in this draft. They grabbed Stedman Bailey, the wide receiver from West Virginia. I personally think he's a more finished receiving product than Tavon Austin, who was his teammate at West Virginia. You could see eventually these two emerge as the wide receiver tandem for Sam Bradford down the line here. I think Bailey's a guy who, once he gets in camp and shows the coaching staff his precise route running, his good hands. I never watched West Virginia once and thought, man, Stedman Bailey's a slow player. But that's why he slipped, because his 40 time wasn't off the charts. But I think you're going to get a professional receiver, a sure-handed guy who runs good routes, who can be a good security blanket on third downs, on short yardage plays for Sam Bradford, and a guy that will use his body and be sneaky and be a lot more explosive than you think, and a guy that's a lot more impressive the more you watch him. I think Rams fans are really going to like this pick of Stedman Bailey. Pick 113, Barrett Jones, the center guard from Alabama. First off, Barrett Jones, a well-decorated and well-publicized college player, was a part of those Alabama championship teams, played all 4 positions on the offensive line, while at Alabama. In the pros, he projects to probably be a guard or a center. He may compete right away for that left guard position with the Rams. One downside to his game from what the scouts say and from what I've been reading online is the fact that, he lacks from a run game standpoint. But again, I think the versatility he gives you makes him a good pick in the round that they got him in. 149, Brandon McGee, the corner from Miami. Brandon McGee, look, they are well stacked at the cornerback spot in St. Louis. So Brandon McGee is a guy who has 4.4 flat speed, has a lot of straight line speed, doesn't really switch directions as well as you would like for a outside corner or an inside corner for that matter. We'll see how he develops, but again, he's to add depth to an already pretty deep cornerback situation there in St. Louis. Pick 160, Zac Stacy, the running back from Vandy. Look, anytime you can get a running back from the SEC who averaged over 5 yards a carry for 2 seasons, had 24 touchdowns for 2 seasons, and did a pretty good job breaking tackles from those Southeastern Conference defenses, I think it's a guy you have to jump on. And I think, Zac Stacy could be a solid backup running back in the league, maybe initially a third-string guy, but I could see him competing for backup snaps next season. Let me know what you guys think of my analysis of the Rams 2013 NFL Draft. Join the conversation, guys. Be sure to subscribe to my channel as well so you get all of my videos uploaded directly to your feed here on YouTube. Thanks as always for listening, and have a great night.